This video presents a mobile app that was developed for the AHRQ challenge by our Peer Technologies team. The app is for use by patients in rating their back pain. Why back pain? There are several reasons. Back pain is a very prevalent condition. Surveys have reported that up to 50% of adults experience back pain in the last year. In addition, 80% of the population experiences back pain at some point in their lives. Because it's very prevalent, it's also costly. Back pain costs Americans at least $50 billion in healthcare costs each year. Back pain can also be long-lasting and in some situations recurring. So it is the sort of condition that would make sense to get patient ratings iteratively over time. Here's an org chart of our team. We feel we have the right team together to develop this tool. Our principal investigator is Dr. Sohail Mirza. He's an orthopedic spine surgeon and researcher with 20 years of clinical experience and an active ongoing practice. He has done research on shared decision-making processes and data-driven treatment plans. The subcontractors are UserWorks, led by Dr. Dick Hurst, who has more than 30 years of research experience in the field. And the other subcontractor is Technogems, led by Gene Mesley and his colleagues. Michael Bass has consulted with us. We realize he's involved in the review team for the AHRQ challenge. We emphasize that he's recused himself from reviewing our product here, and most of his input actually came prior to the AHRQ challenge in developing the precursor to what we're presenting here. Because of the limited time available for the phase 2 effort, we followed a two-pronged approach. The emphasis was on developing a running version of the mobile app that was fully functional, implemented the back-end requirements that were specified by AHRQ, and that is the version that we'll demo here on this video. In parallel with that, we developed a click-through prototype with mock-ups of a different look and feel, and that version allowed us to explore differences in graphical display of the data and messaging, labeling of some of the screens. Both versions were presented to participants in our usability tests. All or most of the designs in the click-through prototype will be implemented in the functional version in phase 3. Our usability testing involved 13 patients and also interviewed 5 physicians as to their interest in this sort of tool. We will talk more about the click-through prototype version in our implementation plan. Here we're going to demo the fully functional implementation, which is our main deliverable. This is one of our team clicking through the application much more quickly than a patient would go through it. The flow of our app starts from the physician's office, where a patient would receive a patient code and receive instruction about how to download the app. These screens are showing the one-time installation and onboarding process, if you will. After installing the app, the user will be asked to select the clinic name, enter the patient code, and their date of birth. Then they will receive a one-time password and will be asked to set a personal PIN. The patients will need to enter the PIN every time they want to log in from the same device. The PIN will be stored in the device using one-way hash encryption as well as SALT to provide another layer of security. The app supports authentication using OAuth 2. For phase 2, we are using Google credentials to authenticate the patient. And now we're starting the questionnaire ratings. It's important to emphasize that while this tool would be used by patients, we don't envision it being a consumer product. It would be used as in a physician's practice and in some sense prescribed by the physician. We're obviously going through this much faster than a patient would. If you want to see what's on a given screen, you can pause the recording. We've implemented the Promise Cat physical function and pain interference questionnaire, as well as social factors and an extensive medical history. The app is capable of integrating with other Promise CAT questionnaires, which are supported by the Assessment Center API. If a practice uses additional questionnaires, we can integrate that into the app to provide a comprehensive experience for physicians and patients. In order to comply with the AHRQ requirement, we did not connect our app with social media applications. The Promise data will not be stored on the mobile device. The data from the questionnaires will be stored in an encrypted secure server, which is HIPAA compliant. The data transfer from the patient's device to the server will be encrypted using the AES 256-bit encryption. In this present version, the patient's results from the ratings are transmitted to the physician as an encrypted PDF. Our server is also capable of sending this as a FEAR-compliant questionnaire response message if the server sends us a request. In the eventual implementation, which we'll keep working on, it will display the results as a textual message as feedback to the user. Here are a few short clips of comments from patients and the physician that are representative of what resulted from the usability testing.
I think it's very clear. I like the simple look of it. That there's no extra information to distract me from what I'm answering here.
I like it a lot. I've done research in the past myself, and I like this one a lot.
And what do you think of the app as you're going through it?
Very easy and
okay.
I could definitely foresee myself using it. Sure.